Carlos "El Apache" Tevez is more than just a former soccer star. He is the symbol of a boy who came from violence, poverty, and hopelessness and made it to the top of world soccer. From the narrow streets of Fuerte, Apache, to million-dollar contracts and a luxurious life, his story seems almost unreal. But how strongly did his childhood shape this uncompromising fighter? And how could a boy from one of Argentina's most dangerous neighborhoods become a global icon?
Carlos Alberto Tevez, known as Carlitos or El Apache, was born on February 5, 1984, in Ciudadela, Buenos Aires, Argentina. He grew up in the notorious Fuerte Apache neighborhood, a place shaped by violence, crime, and extreme poverty. This environment is exactly where his nickname, which would accompany him his entire life, originated. His childhood was anything but easy, as daily life was defined by insecurity and the struggle for survival. Despite these difficult circumstances, Tevez always received support from his family. They believed in his dream of becoming a professional soccer player, even when the chances seemed slim. Early on, he showed an extraordinary talent, combined with physical strength and a tireless fighting spirit. These qualities did not emerge by chance, but were direct consequences of his origins and the reality in which he grew up. Fuerte Apache shaped his character on and off the field. Tevez learned early on never to give up and to fight for every opportunity. His past made him a player who never forgot where he came from and who saw himself as a representative of the common people, even in the world's largest stadiums. But was this tough childhood the key to his mental strength? Or was it also a burden that stayed with him for a lifetime?
Even at a young age, Carlos Tevez showed that he was destined for soccer. He took his first steps in the youth teams of All Boys, where his talent was quickly noticed. But the decisive turning point came when he moved to the youth academy of Boca Juniors, one of Argentina's most traditional clubs. There, his dreams slowly began to turn into reality. On October 21, 2001, Tevez made his professional debut for Boca Juniors in a match against Talleres de Córdoba. From the start, he impressed with his physical presence, his technique, and his relentless playing style. He was not a typical striker, but a fighter who executed every action with full intensity. This exact mentality quickly made him popular with coaches and fans. At Boca Juniors, Tevez rapidly developed into a key figure. He won several major titles and contributed significantly to the club's success. This phase laid the foundation for his international career and opened doors for him to the world's largest leagues. Boca Juniors was not only his first major club, but the place where a talented boy from Fuerte Apache became a serious professional. But was this only the beginning of a journey that would lead him far beyond the borders of Argentina? After his successes at Boca Juniors, Carlos Tevez began an international career that took him through some of the largest soccer leagues in the world. He played for renowned clubs such as Corinthians, West Ham United, Manchester United, Manchester City, Juventus, and later Shanghai Shenhua. In total, Tevez completed more than 700 professional matches and left a significant mark at every club. In Argentina, he won the Copa Libertadores and the Intercontinental Cup in 2003 with Boca Juniors, along with other national titles. In Brazil, he was crowned Serie A champion with Corinthians in 2005. His move to Europe marked another career step. In England, Tevez celebrated great success with Manchester United, including 2 Premier League titles, as well as winning the Champions League and the Club World Cup. Later, he added another Premier League title and the FA Cup to his collection with Manchester. In addition to his sporting success, Carlos Tevez also built up a considerable fortune over the course of his career. Early on, he achieved high earnings through his club transfers, starting with his move from Boca Juniors to Corinthians in 2005, which brought in around $20 million. In the following years, he played for clubs like West Ham United, Manchester City, and Juventus, which steadily increased his total earnings. However, the most financially lucrative contract of his career followed in 2017, when Tevez moved to Shanghai Shenhua in China. There, he earned around $41 million per season and was at times among the highest-paid soccer players in the world. In total, the transfer fees of his moves add up to about $127 million. These figures illustrate how valuable Tevez was for the international soccer market for many years. Beyond soccer, Tevez showed interest in business activities.
He owned stakes in the Club Atlético All Boys and invested in a company for wind energy projects in collaboration with the Macri family. These decisions reflect his desire to diversify his income sources and create long-term financial security. His estimated net worth is around $40 million. But how does this financial success manifest in daily life and in his personal lifestyle?
Carlos Tevez's sporting success was also clearly reflected in his lifestyle. In 2017, he acquired a Cessna Citation XLS Plus private jet, which offers space for up to 12 passengers and is primarily used for travel between Argentina and Europe. The estimated value of this aircraft is around $13 million and symbolizes the financial peak of his career. Additionally, Tevez owns an Azimuth 62S luxury yacht with a length of about 19 meters. The yacht is modernly equipped and was used on the Italian coast in 2018. Its value is approximately $2 million. His preference for motorcycles is also part of his daily life. He owns a Harley-Davidson Road King, which he purchased in 2015 and which is estimated to be worth around $25,000. This lifestyle stands in sharp contrast to his difficult childhood and raises the question of how much Tevez was able to remain grounded despite all the luxury.
One of the most remarkable aspects of Carlos Tevez's life is his strong commitment to his own family. In an extraordinary step, he bought a total of 14 houses to move his relatives out of the Fuerte Apache neighborhood. This area has been known for decades for high crime rates and extreme poverty and had significantly shaped his own childhood. Tevez explained several times that his goal was to provide his family with a safer environment and better living conditions. For him, it wasn't about luxury, but about protection, stability, and new opportunities for future generations. Although no exact details regarding the location, features, or price of these houses were published, this decision garnered significant attention worldwide. This step illustrates how much Tevez remained connected to his roots despite his wealth. He did not forget where he came from and used his success to sustainably change the lives of his family. But did this strong bond to the past only bring him recognition, or was it also associated with new expectations and pressure?
In addition to his sporting success, Carlos Tevez's career was also accompanied by several controversies. An early peak occurred in 2006 during his move to West Ham United, together with Javier Mascherano. The transfer caused a major stir because the player rights were held by a third-party company. Consequently, West Ham had to pay a fine of around $7.5 million, and the case triggered lengthy legal discussions. Tevez also made headlines again at Manchester City. In 2011, an open conflict with coach Roberto Mancini occurred when he refused to be substituted in during a Champions League match against Bayern Munich. This led to a suspension and significantly strained his relationship with the club and the fans. His stint at Shanghai Shenhua in China was also disappointing. Despite his enormous salary, Tevez was frequently criticized for a lack of commitment. Ultimately, he left the club in an atmosphere of dissatisfaction and disappointment. These events show that his career was characterized not only by titles, but also by difficult decisions and conflicts.
Carlos Tevez made it from a tough neighborhood full of poverty and violence to the biggest stadiums in the world. Titles, millions, and luxury tell only one side of his story, but his path shows one thing above all: resilience. If you liked this video, please give us a like, write in the comments about who you want to see a video about next, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a new video. Until next time.